What's going on, everybody, and welcome into the Intentional Sports Experience. I am your host, John Brown, aka John the Voice, and I'm joined by the one and only maestro himself, Matt Elliott. What's going on, Matt?
I'm good, John the Voice. How you doing?
I'm not doing okay, Matt.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing okay. And before we start our show, and we have some great things we're going to discuss, we're going to be breaking down the NFL season. I'm excited about that. But before that happens, I have to be honest since we're friends.
Okay.
I've been holding on to this, and it's not good for our friendship. So,
What?
I'm just going to be honest, just us talking. So,
Okay.
let me be real. A couple weeks ago, I invited you and your beautiful wife over to my house. Y'all came, and your wife came into my house,
Oh, boy.
and she broke my Ray Lewis bobblehead. Now, let me make it very clear.
I forgot about that.
This bobblehead of Ray Lewis, arguably the best middle linebacker of all time,
Oh.
was sitting just minding his business, bobbling.
It was.
She broke it accidentally. She snapped the ankles of Ray Lewis
Wait.
and broke his neck. He don't even bobble right. Now I just want to ask a question, because I've been over your house a couple times.
Yes.
Have I ever snapped the ankles of your daughter?
No.
Have I ever broken the neck of your son?
No.
Is that because I know how to act when I go to somebody else's house?
Probably.
I need your wife to know that she can't come over my house anymore if she don't know how to act like she has some sense. And really, I'm coming to you because this is a poor representation of you. Because when me and my wife, we come to your house, before I get out the car, I tell her, you better act like you got some sense. Don't touch nothing. Don't you touch nothing in that house. Those are the conversations I have.
I don't even remember what happened. Like, I don't even remember how I felt. But I do remember her saying, you know, we can super glue it back together.
Look at him looking up to heaven. His neck don't even sit right. I had to get that out.
I'm sorry.
So, are we good?
That's up to you. Yes.
Can you have a talk with your wife? I'm sure she'll be watching.
Yeah, sure.
So, I just, let me say this, because really, healing is about you. It's about
Right.
you. It's really not about the other person. So, I forgive you and your break a leg wife. I forgive both of y'all, and we're good to go. Can we get started?
Yes.
Thank y'all for joining in. This is going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun. If this is your first time with us, please let us know in the comments below. Let us know that you're with us. Let us know your thoughts. I hope you are enjoying it. Give us your opinions if we're right, if we're wrong. We're going to give you all our information, how we can get connected with you and how you can stay connected with us as well at the end of the show. But if you like the show, let us know. And of course, tell a friend.
Yeah.
Let's get started. We are going to be reviewing the NFL season. This is our division series.
Yep.
What divisions are we going to be reviewing today, Matt?
We're going to be reviewing the AFC North and the NFC North.
Some of my favorite divisions.
Yeah, AFC arguably the best division in football. In the NFC,
I would
they don't
say.
have any slouches in there, you know.
Yeah.
The Packers and the Vikings. So I'm ready to get to it.
All right, let's get to it. Let's start with the AFC North.
Yep.
We have, of course, from bottom to top, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens, and the division winners last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to break down those teams, our thoughts, and who we think will win that division this upcoming season. We're going to start with the Cincinnati Bengals. They finished last year 6-10.
Did they?
No, they
What
didn't.
to say?
No, that would be a success.
Right.
Hopefully they can get to 6-10. No, they had a dismal season. Talk about it. What was your thoughts of the Cincinnati Bengals?
4-12 last year.
Yeah.
Of course, Joe Burrow going down early. Well, not early. I think game 10 or 11. Joe Mixon going out early.
Yeah.
Of course, that hurt them a lot. Defensive play wasn't there at all last year, so they got a lot of work to do.
What's your predictions for this year?
If Joe Burrow can stay healthy, if Joe Mixon can stay healthy, like you said, maybe 6-10. Actually, no, because this year is more games, so maybe like was it 6-11?
Yeah.
Or maybe like 7-10.
Right.
Hopefully Joe can stay healthy. He was playing at a phenomenal rate last year before he went down. Joe, of course, will add that ground game.
Right.
They added a few pieces to the defense. I'm not sure if they added enough to really get them over the hump defensively. I think they were worse as far as defensive rankings last year.
For sure.
Definitely 30 and below.
Yeah, they were bad.
Adding Jamar Chase is a plus. Hopefully him and Joe can click. They, former teammates, so hopefully they can come along and get some offense flowing. But I don't really see them improving a lot.
The tough part for them is the defense. I think offensively, they will be able to make some noise. You got Jamar Chase coming in, that product first round out of LSU. I think that's going to be a great addition. Him and T. Higgins should make a nice duo. You talked about the running game. I'm a big fan of Joe Mixon if he can stay healthy. Joe Burrow should be able to continue to progress his second year. I like the weapons. My biggest thing, again, games are won in the trenches. The offensive line, can you guys step up? Did they add enough? We will see. And defensively, they were terrible last year, right? They were 28th in pass plays. They were 30th when it came to yards. They had 17 sacks as a unit, right? Couldn't put no pressure. So. The Bengals to me are going to be in last place again.
Hopefully, I think they did sign Trey Hendrickson, so hopefully he can come in and apply some pressure to.
He had 13 and a half last year by himself, so he should definitely add. For sure. So that's the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go on to your third place finisher, the Cleveland Browns. They were predicted to win that division. What happened?
They did what they were supposed to do, really. I mean, they showed up all throughout the season last year, they beat the Steelers in the first round of the playoffs, and then of course they bowed out to the Chiefs, but they had a great game against the Chiefs. They did. Almost came away with it.
They were fourth down conversion away.
Exactly. They were really close. So definitely a plus year for the Browns. This year I expect the same. I hope that Baker Mayfield, hopefully he can continue to improve. Odell coming back, hopefully he can stay healthy. He definitely adds, of course, that X factor to the offense. For sure. Of course, you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, probably the best running back duo.
Hands down, it's not even arguable.
So they added some nice pieces through the draft. They got Jeremiah Owusu in the draft. So
what college?
Picked him up. Don't get me lying.
Come on now, you gotta do better.
I know. But
Notre Dame.
Okay, good. That's right. Yep, Notre Dame. They added Greg Newsome for the cornerback play because that was pretty bad for them last year. For sure. I think they were, getting bottom half and giving up passing yards and things like that. So hopefully they can continue to improve Baker. Hopefully he can continue to improve, and I think the Browns have a chance to win this division this year. The biggest thing about this team, because they're actually stacked, in my opinion, on paper from top to bottom. Baker Mayfield does not have to be the savior. Right. I understand the commercials; they're fun. Right. This is his house, but he does not have to be the one to protect the house by himself. He needs to do his job. You have playmakers at every position. The running back position. I know this is a passing league, but if you have a team that has two dynamic running backs, you are ahead of the curve because it makes you that more dynamic, unpredictable. But you have Hunt and you have Chubbs. I think the sky's the limit for this team if they continue to stay healthy. And you did bring up Odell. I think that's going to be key as well. Be able to partner him with Landry. I love the construction of this team. The question is, can Baker Mayfield be okay with not being the guy, but being an important cog in this, in this team to continue to move it forward? That's going to be the question. If his ego gets in the way, if he's forcing things, then I see this team finishing second or third. Right? If they understand their roles, if everyone's okay with it, this team, in my opinion, has a chance to be the number one team in the division. Next, we had the Baltimore Ravens. Your Baltimore Ravens, Matt. They had a really good season. We saw so many different things happen that didn't happen the year before. Primarily, they won a playoff game finally, right? So let's talk through the Baltimore Ravens. What's your predictions for them this upcoming season? For me, I predict them to be the division champions. Wow. Lamar coming back. I think he has a chip on his shoulder. A lot of the haters continue to say that he's not a quarterback, he can't throw. But now he has weapons around him. They brought in Sammy Watkins via free agency. They brought in Rashad Bateman through the draft.
From Rashad Bateman from what college?
You see, you always do this to me.
You need to know this.
I don't know this. I know their names.
Minnesota.
Right.
Minnesota product.
Minnesota,
Big Ten.
And unfortunately, he's down, I think, with a groin injury. Oh, no. Knee injury, right?
No, it's a soft tissue injury. It is a couple weeks. John Harbaugh actually did confirm that this week that he will be out a couple weeks. Hopefully, he'll be back by the first game, if not by the second or third for sure.
So hopefully they can come in and provide what Lamar needed, which was
weapons.
Right, exactly. solid wide receivers who could run routes, who could catch the ball.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, you still got Hollywood who can take the top off of defenses, but hopefully they can continue to improve, gel together during the offseason. I'm sorry, during the training camps, and continue to improve. Of course, you got J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards.
Yep.
No slouches there at the running back position.
No.
So hopefully they can continue to grow. Defensively, they're going to be great.
Yep.
I don't see any problems with that as long as they can stay healthy.
Justin Houston has been added.
Yeah.
That's a big time move. That probably was their glaring hole defensively, was just having that edge, that rush presence.
Right.
They have that now. You have Calais Campbell. He's in the middle of that defense. So you have that. And in the back end, I'm not even going to spend a lot of time there. Arguably the best secondary in the NFL. Baltimore Ravens definitely can make some noise. My biggest question for them is that offensive line.
Yeah.
All right. So you traded Orlando Brown.
Right.
You bring in the tackle from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. Alejandro
Villanueva. He has struggled the last season or two. So can he protect Lamar the way that he needs to be protected?
Right.
You have Ronnie Stanley coming back from a significant ankle injury. So is he going to come back healthy? If that line isn't right, then Lamar and that offense won't be right.
Right, exactly.
To your point, I love the wide receivers and young guys. James Prochet, Devin Duvernay. Y'all remember these names. John Brown and Matt Elliott told y'all James Prochet and Devin Duvernay is going to be a problem this year as long as Lamar has time to get the ball to them down the field. So that's the Baltimore Ravens. And then you have your 11-0.
Right. Until they weren't.
Pittsburgh Steelers. What's going on with Pittsburgh, man?
They just had a meltdown at the end of the season.
That's an understatement.
11-0 it is, and then 1-4, and then you lose to the Browns twice.
I'm okay with losing to the Browns in the playoffs. They didn't lose. They got mollywopped.
Right.
You got mollywopped by the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, it was horrible.
From the beginning to the end, they got mollywopped. So that's how you're starting your season.
Exactly.
Right?
In the back of your mind,
Absolutely. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but Ben Roethlisberger's old.
I mean, he's like, what, 45? No, he's like 38.
I mean, he smells at least 48. He's probably 38, 39 years old, right? I mean, 37 to 39.
Right.
He's getting older. His mobility's not there like it used to be. It looks like he doesn't necessarily trust his pocket as much. It just doesn't seem like it's there. You do have Juju coming back. I think that is a big get for them. They have some talent there at the wide receiver.
Absolutely,
they did pick up Najee Harris, running back, first round, out of. That's your homework assignment. I'm not even giving you that answer. You should know that.
Alabama.
All right. Najee Harris is coming in there. We'll see what happens. James Conner is out. He's with Arizona. So we'll see what they're going to do. But personally speaking, I'm not confident in the Pittsburgh Steelers whatsoever.
I definitely see him coming third in the division. You know, it's going to be interesting with Najee Harris. He's coming from Alabama. That offensive line was impeccable.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, talent, you know, so he was running behind probably one of the best offensive lines in the country. In college, now you come into the NFL. This is pretty much a brand new line for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
For sure.
Like almost all of their starters last year are gone.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see their cohesiveness during this training camp, see if they can get, some reps during, preseason. Hopefully they can continue to gel because last year, running the ball they just didn't have running game.
No, not at all.
I mean, James Conner was getting hit in the backfield almost, every time he got the ball.
Yeah.
So
if you picked up James Conner in your fantasy football league, you lost. I'm just letting you know that now. You lost. And in fact, you pick him up again, you might still lose. But you definitely lost last year. They just had no presence on the run. They were one-dimensional, and that made them an easy out. They were the worst 11-0 team I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they were. Yep. And it's bad now because this season they have the hardest schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
So no, they have no room for error. Really.
So who's your predictions? AFC North, I'm putting you on the spot.
Yes.
Matt Elliott, the maestro himself, is predicting who to win.
The Ravens are going to come out on top in the AFC North.
All right. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. I think it's their time. They have been the paper champion for the last 2 or 3 years. I think now it's time for them to take that crown. I'm going to give it to Cleveland. I think, again, like I said, if Baker can realize his potential and not do too much, they should be able to edge out the Baltimore Ravens for that crown. It should be.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised if Cleveland comes out on top.
Who's your MVP for the AFC North?
For me, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Okay? Bear with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Odell is going to come back.
Wow.
And he's going to ball out because he's been waiting. He's been itching to play. I know he's ready to go. Yeah. So hopefully he can stay healthy. I think he's going to show everybody, I'm here, I'm back. Wow. I can do this. Odell's going to have a great season.
Here's my prediction. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to pick a position that you really don't think about when it comes to MVPs. Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose a tight end by the name of Mark Andrews. Okay. I think what the Baltimore Ravens did was make their offense a lot more potent by adding Sammy Watkins, by going through the draft and having these young wide receivers, and they are developing these young wide receivers. Right. That's going to open up the middle of that field for Mark Andrews. He is a favorite target without a doubt of Lamar Jackson. He's going to be targeting him often, right? I would not be surprised if he has double-digit targets every single game. Of course, you think of Kelsey, you think of Kittle. I think that he can have that same type of impact. I would not be surprised if he tops 1,000 yards and he has over 10 touchdowns.
Okay, I wouldn't put it past you because I mean, of course, they have that rapport. They've had that rapport for years. So I definitely could see that happening.
So we're gonna go from a very, I think, competitive division with the AFC North to we'll see if it's as competitive. We're gonna go to the NFC side, sticking with the North. We have some teams there that I think could make some noise, but they may be a few years away. So let's break that down. So last place last year out of that division was who? The Detroit Lions. What's your predictions for the Lions?
They will be last again. Of course, the big news is, they traded Matt Stafford for Jared Goff.
Matt out, Jared Goff is in.
I don't think that's much of an upgrade, to be honest. I mean,
no, it's not an upgrade.
Yeah, so I mean, that doesn't really change status at all. They lost Kenny Golladay.
Yeah,
he went to the Giants.
The Giants,
so
right?
That is bad. Their receiving core is made up of people who probably are second, third options. Really, nobody's really number one there. Best case, right? Defensively, their D-line was, ranked near the bottom last year. Their secondary was ranked near the bottom. They gave up a lot of points. I think like 32 points a game or something like that.
Terrible.
So I just don't see, they didn't really do anything in the draft to kind of, lift this team talent-wise. So I don't see them doing much of anything this year.
No doubt. I think the biggest thing for them is who is going to be the guy that you're going to be building around. Right. Who do you trust to have the ball in key situations? And it has to be Swift, the running back out of Georgia. It has to be Swift. It's his time now. You need to feed him the ball, see what you have with him, and be able to ride his shoulders. Outside of that, I'm really not that impressed with who they have. Again, one thing that I do like, and I want to give some respect to the Detroit Lions when it comes to their coaching staff. They actually have a pretty nice coaching staff of guys who have done it before in the league. Do you know some of the guys?
Mark Brunell is their quarterback's coach.
Randall, wide receiver coach.
Is Bruce Staley their running back coach?
There you go.
So they got Anthony Lynn's on there.
Anthony Lynn, of course, with the Chargers.
So
offensive coordinator.
So they got a couple of heavy hitters on that.
They do. So I mean, since this is such a young roster, right? You have guys that has not proven. You need proven coaches. You need guys who know the game, and I feel like they have at least surrounded the roster with those type of guys. We'll see if it will pay off and give them the dividends that they're looking for. But on paper, I at least like that. That's the best thing I can say about the Detroit Lions. Sorry, Lions fans. And Swift. There you go. I like T.J. Hawkinson. Let me say that the tight end. I like him.
Absolutely.
I don't like Jared Goff.
No.
All right, let's move on. All right, who we got next, Matt?
We got the Vikings coming in at 7.
Minnesota.
Yes. Rough year last year, shaky, and how Kirk Cousins plays is how this team goes.
And no doubt, that's the best way to put it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He is like the mediocre. He'll have a great game, and then the next game it'll look like he's never played quarterback position ever. So hopefully he can be consistent in his play. Of course, you got Dalvin Cook, one of the best running backs in the league back there. You have a nice wide receiver core. Justin Jefferson.
He's a beast.
He's a monster.
Yes, he is.
And just taking over the league like that.
For sure.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, you got Adam Thielen there.
Right.
Defense is going to be great. They did lose Anthony Harris.
Yeah, Anthony Harris is gone.
Going to be okay. Daniil Hunter's coming back.
Right.
Michael Pierce is coming back too, so that'll definitely help that line as far as pass rush and run stop.
I feel like Michael Pierce hasn't played in what, 2 years?
Yeah,
I'm like, good grief.
Yeah, he's been, but you know,
he was on your Baltimore Ravens.
He was, yeah. So hopefully, you know, they can be a little bit more consistent and give the Packers a run for their money. Yeah, I think this division is between those two teams.
For sure, I think that's a great point. My biggest thing for them is that the continual development of those wide receivers. Yeah. Last year, you were 75 yards away from having 2 1,000-yard receivers. Right. 75 yards away for Adam Thielen. Right. 1,400 yards for Justin Jefferson. Yeah. He should have 1,600 this year. Right. I think Adam Thielen can have 1,000 yards this year. I think they are stacked there at that position. And then please, let's not forget about that running game. Dalvin Cook, to me, is a beast among beasts. Yeah. I have him second on my board for running backs behind who?
Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey?
I have him third.
Okay, then.
I forgot. Yeah, I did forget. Christian McCaffrey, and then, of course, old boy Derrick Henry. But, I mean, he's a top 3 running back to me, especially if he can stay healthy. Yeah. That's the biggest thing about him is he has to stay healthy. But if they can, they have all the offensive weapons that they need. They just need to be consistent, and it does start with Kirk Cousins.
Yep. And they added Christian Darrisaw to that offensive line. So
yes, they did.
Can come in and
from.
You keep doing this. I don't know.
Homework assignment. You need to. Can y'all let him know where these players are from?
I just know their names and how they perform.
Okay. All right, that's a good start. That's your homework assignment. You're going to let them know who.
I'll let them know next
time. All right, next time. Yeah. All right. That's the Minnesota Vikings. Yep. And then, of course, we have Chicago Bears.
Yeah, Chicago Bears coming in at 8-8 last year.
8-8. Let's break it down. I think the biggest news for them is Justin Fields. Yes. All right. Here is the issue, is that I don't think that Chicago knows exactly how they want to handle this situation.
Right, yeah.
You bring in Andy Dalton.
Right, yeah.
You made it very clear that he's your guy. Right. You still have Nick Foles. And now you have this savior, if you ask any Chicago Bears fan, and Justin Fields. And when you have 3 quarterbacks that will be vying for time, that is a recipe for disaster. Yep. It's going to happen. Yep. Because all of them are probably going to play sometime during this season. Yep. And when that happens, you do not have the continuity throughout the offense. Right. You're right. You don't know who's the guy. It could have issues in the background, in the locker room. That's going to be my issue with this team. Yeah,
I mean, that's going to be tough. I see Justin Fields taking over probably by game 6 or 7, really.
Will it be too late then?
I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't really see the Bears doing anything better than what they were last year. They'll probably be that same middle of the road team. So I think like game 6, 7, they'll be like, all right, just let's give Justin the opportunity to see what we have because he is the future of this team. Right. Really. So I mean, they added, Eddie Goldman comes back from COVID, you know, from last year. So hopefully he can help bolster that defense. So I mean, they have David Johnson. David Montgomery. David Montgomery. David. David Montgomery on the ground game. So hopefully he can come in and continue to produce. They have some nice pieces. They do. Eddie Jackson, of course. They do. Yeah. But it's just again this quarterback plays like you said. It's a recipe for disaster. Where's Eddie Jackson from? How long has he been in the league? I don't even know. Eddie Jackson. You should know this. Should I? Yeah, you should. What? You should know this. Is it close? Like where we live? What? Like in Maryland? No, he's not from here. I don't know. You didn't go to high school with him. Is that what you're asking? Okay, what else do you like about this team? I like Justin Fields. That's it. I do like Justin Fields. I mean, of course, and Allen Robinson. I mean. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's going to be a big part. Him coming back. Right. I was surprised, to be honest. Hopefully there's a connection there because I think Allen Robinson is one of those underrated wide receivers just because of the team that he plays for, right? So we'll see what happens there. He's the Bradley Beal of the NFL, Damian Lillard, right? So hopefully Justin Fields can step in and be that guy. But again, I think that they're not going to hand it over to him from the get-go. And I think that's going to probably delay any success Chicago's going to have until maybe next year or the year after that. Yeah. A couple years away for them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, we have the champions. Yeah.
You have the Green Bay Packers. What's going on with them?
13-3 last year.
Yeah.
I see them, of course, winning this division again. Aaron Rodgers is back.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure Green Bay Packers fans are happy about that.
Yep.
The relationship, I'm pretty sure it's still a little iffy, but I think when it comes down to what happens on that field, Aaron Rodgers is going to be all business.
Yep.
He's going to come in, former MVP. I'm pretty sure he's going to put up MVP numbers again.
Yep.
We already know Devontae Adams, one of the best wide receivers in the league. You got Aaron Jones on the ground game.
For sure.
Offensively, I think they're going to be fine.
Yep.
David Bakhtiari comes back from injury last year, so hopefully he can continue to help provide some support for Aaron in that offensive line. Defense should be solid, one of the best linebacking cores in the league.
For sure.
Of course, you got one of the best best cornerbacks, and oh man, what's his name?
Homework assignment.
Yeah, no, I know his name. Give me a second.
Okay. How many seconds do you need?
JAIRE Alexander.
There you go.
So
from what college did he go to?
he went to Colgate.
He did not go to Colgate. He did not go to Colgate. He went to school with your Lamar Jackson.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Okay.
which is what?
He went to
Where did Lamar Jackson go to college?
See, you're making me nervous now.
Oh, what?
I got so many schools running through my head. He
Colgate.
went to
You're embarrassing me. He went to Louisville.
Louisville, yeah.
He went to No, don't yes me. Like now all of a sudden it makes sense. I'm keeping this in here too. So I want you to know that. Louisville.
Yes.
He went to Louisville. He's definitely a top three, top five cornerback. I love Jaire Alexander. So yeah, to your point, I think that's a stacked team. Now there's an edge on that team, man. I want to talk about him real quick.
Okay.
It's from your Baltimore Ravens.
Oh yeah. Oh man, what's his name? I see it because I had him on Madden.
Yeah.
What's his name? Zadarius.
So, there you go.
See, it can't give me a second.
Yeah, that's my bad. I put you on the spot.
Right.
It's me. Zadarius, yeah, Smith. I think he is an exceptional pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes that defense just so formidable, especially in that division. When you're talking about the quarterback play in that division, you got Kirk Cousins, you have Justin Fields or Andy Dalton, right? I mean, Jared Goff, right? I think he's going to have a field day. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Zadarius, he is actually my MVP. For the NFC North. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to go off again. I think 15 sacks is not out of reach for him. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to be a major factor in that division. Mm-hmm. Second, I have as a bonus, I have Dalvin Cook.
That was going to be my first pick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say Dalvin Cook. Or, again, of course, taboo, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Probably he's going to come in and he's going to, even if he has a subpar year, he'll probably still have a better year than any other quarterback in the league. Yeah. I mean,
he's gonna be great in that division. Yeah.
So Dalvin Cook's my number one. If not, Aaron Rodgers.
Who's winning that division? Let's say it's same time together. 1, 2, 3. Detroit Lions.
I knew you were gonna do that. That's why I didn't say that.
Green Bay Packers, I think, without a shadow of a doubt, should be able to run away with that division. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I think that's all the time we have, man. Yep. You have some homework to do.
I do.
For sure. So that's our breakdown of the AFC and NFC North teams. Again, we're going to be back at it again. We're going to be breaking down every single team, every division, right before the start of the season. So stick around for our breakdown, our opinions, and of course, we're going to have some good laughs as well. Yeah. Next week, we're going to be breaking down the South. Yes. AFC and NFC, we're going to do the South. So please, if you're new here, this is your first time watching us, I hope you had a good time. Let us know in the comments below. Where can they comment?
They can comment on YouTube. Follow us on Intentional Sports.
Yes, sir.
We definitely would appreciate it. Let us know if you agree with us, if you disagree, who you guys got winning the AFC North and the NFC North. We would definitely appreciate it. And you can also follow us on IG. You can follow me at MJE Productions. And tell them where you can follow you at, Jon the Voice. Jon the Voice on IG as well. Yep. Again, we had a great time. Please, please, please tell somebody about us. We look forward to doing this again next week. Yes. And whatever you do it with intention. You don't know no schools. You don't know when to talk. What are you doing tonight? Alright, let's go.
You look good though. You got on those cut off jeans. Those cut off shorts is giving me all types of life. Is this a new look for you?
Yeah, Josh said she wanted me to try it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
They tight, but they look right. All right, get us out of here. All right.